Welcome back everyone for another video. Today I want to go over one of the most fun decks I got to play this format, and it's surprisingly good. This is MetalGarurumon DNA Fusion. Let's get started. Before we get into the deck list though, I want to show you guys the combo so you can understand what we are trying to accomplish with this deck list. If you want to skip straight to the deck list, the link will be in the description below. Anyway, let's get started. So here's the setup for our combo. We have 3 cards in hand, including our Garurumon and 2 fusions. We have 2 level 4s, a Garurumon and an Angemon in this situation, but the Garurumon is the most important. Ideally, we want to have somebody to have 3 memory before we go into the Garurumon, and this might not always happen, but we have a lot of ways to facilitate that, like Memory Boost and Hammer Sparks and Tamers. But it's very important to try and get 3 memory when you go for the combo. So, we are going to bring the Garurumon out. We are going to perform our Jawgrass Fusion, going into, let's say, Shakomon for this time. Shakomon's effect will trigger bouncing something, and we will draw for Digivolution. Then, we will spend the 3 memory to go into the Garurumon, and this is the big part of our combo. We get to swing, bring out our other Garurumon, which allows us to unsuspend this MetalGarurumon, and if we have the ideal inheritables, which is going to be our baby and the unsuspend gain a memory Vmon, we will gain 2 memory. Then we can swing again and bring out our other level 4, which means we did 2 checks or 2 swings in general, and brought out 2 Digimon. And with these 2 Digimon, we can go for another fusion play. Alright, that's the core of it. Let's get into the deck list. So here is the list. To start, instead of playing any of the drawing babies, we only play 4 Bukamon. Bukamon reads, when you play a Digimon from one of your Digivolution cards, gain a memory inheritable. This is important because we don't do a lot of swinging with our Digimon until we achieve our combo. So we want to maximize as much as we can from that combo, and getting extra memory when doing it is important. Next up, we have 4 of the new BT8 Patamon. This allows us to do our DNA Digivolve at the end of our turn. This card is important against much more aggressive matchups, as we can't really achieve the full combo very often when they are pressuring us very hard. So this allows us to go into our Chimeramon or Shakomon to get some board tempo. Next up, we have probably our other most important egg. This is our EX1 Vmon. This Vmon gives you 1 memory when you unsuspend the Digimon, and when we're doing our combo, that happens. So with Bukamon and this card, we gain 2 extra memory for our combo turn. All of the other level 3s are more optional, more tech choices, and you could play around with these. The ones I chose for this deck are 2 Syakomon to prevent reducing Digivolution costs, which is good against the Nokias and the Gatomons that are pretty present in this format. 2 Madoki Betamon, which is good against memory gain. You've seen this card, it's been a pain in our sides forever. Then we have 2 of the starter deck Vmon, which allows us to draw cards if we have less than 8 cards in our hand, which comes up a lot because unlike other blue decks, we don't draw a ton until we get to our combo. So it helps us cycle our deck just a little bit. And it's not once per turn, so if we happen to have a low hand and go for our combo, we can draw all the cards. Next up, our level 4s. The most important level 4, we play 4 of it, is Garurumon. Garurumon says, on play, unsuspend one of your Digimon. This is not once per turn, and more importantly, we get to play this for free with our effects. So the 6 play cost doesn't really matter when we are just getting free unsuspends with this. As a small tech choice, I play 1 Garurumon. Sometimes it's hard to get exactly enough memory for our combos, so this helps us squeeze a rookie into a level 4 if we really needed to achieve a good play or to choke our opponent. This could really be anything of your choice, but this is just what I've gone with. Next up, we have 3 of the new BT8 Angemon. This is a very powerful card, especially for this archetype. It says, when we would Digivolve, if we have 3 or fewer security cards, we recover 1. This is different than most recovery effects, as when we are Digivolving over this, we would heal before we do the Digivolve draw mechanic, which is very strange, but just remember that. But it allows us to get some really strong burst healing, especially because we have other healing cards that we can Digivolve on top of this. Do note, this does work when we do our Jawgrass or fusion play, so it is very, very important to do this. On top of it, as a nice kind of cherry on top, it doesn't come up that much, but it is important, is it's inheritable. When we attack, we could bounce a level 3 Digimon if we have 3 or more security. Finally, for our level 4s, we have 1 Magnamon as just a flex blocker to play that can evolve over our Vmons mostly, and 3 Ankyomon, which helps us get into our fusion play because he has the Stingmon effect that if we have a blue Digimon in play, he costs 3 instead of 4. Something that's really nice is this Digimon's inheritable is if we have a blue Digimon in play, minus 3k, and this is not once per turn, which means when we do multiple swings, we get the minus 3k multiple times, which helps us get incredible board presence once we start establishing our combo setup. Next up, our level 5s, we have just 2. They're both our fusion options. We play 4 Chimeramon and 4 Shakomon. Shakomon's effect is when you Digivolve, if you have fewer than 5 security cards, which is most of the time, recover 1. Then, if you DNA Digivolve, you can bounce a Digimon with lower level than your security. So let's say you have 5 security, that means you can bounce like level 5 Digimon. It also has the same inheritable as Ankyomon, except for it doesn't have the stipulation that you need a blue Digimon. It's just a not once per turn, minus 3k effect when attacking. For Chimeramon specifically, something that's really nice about this card, you might have seen it before, is you could put cards from your trash into your source when you go for the Digivolution, which means we can kind of recycle combo pieces if we're trying to go for our fusion plays. And sometimes it means we can get more than just 1 or 2 Garurumons into our stack, allowing us to get even more swings with our Garurumon effect. Next up is the big boss card of our deck. We get to our level 6s. We have the MetalGarurumon. This is the core of our combo. Very simple effect. When attacking, not once per turn, play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from our source without paying its cost. This does not stop its on-play effects, so we get all of the on-play effects, which allows us to go for this sweet, sweet combo. As our backup, we are playing a yellow card because Chimera can become yellow with many of our yellow sources, and Shakomon is already yellow. We're playing the Yellow War Greymon. This doesn't allow us to expand our board, but gives us incredible board pressure. If we somehow have an Ankyomon and a Shakomon in our source, War Greymon gets to minus 12 to the enemy board, and it's divided into 3 separate pieces, being 6, 3, and 3. On top of that, because neither of those are effects for once per turn, he can minus another 6 on his second swing. This is super powerful for just making crazy board wipes while also doing what War Greymon does and doing a lot of security checks. It also works with our EXVmon because we gain extra memory when we unsuspend, and he unsuspends himself. Finally, for our Digimon, we have 2 level 7s. You could probably cut this there, but I really like the choices I made here. We have the BT5 Blitz Omnimon, as it is known, allowing to give us that extra swing for damage. And if we have a turn where we've ended with a Garurumon that we'd rather not summon more guys with, we can go into this, maybe get extra memory with our Vmon, and just deal that last security check and just be a very threatening bomb on our field. Our last level 7 is Imperialdramon Paladin mode. This has been a questionable card for the most time I've played it, but it is pretty good against Mastamon if you're able to achieve this board, because he's allowed to basically wipe their whole board. He has when Digivolving and when attacking, I can return a 2-color card from his source to trash all of the cards from one Digimon and then bottom deck every Digimon without a source. This not only on Digivolve wipes their board, pressures a second board wipe on swing if we have multiple cards in the source that have more than 1 color. Finally, we get into our options and tamers. We are playing 1 Ice Wall because it is a crazy card. We are playing 3 blue memory boosts. This is especially important in our deck because we are trying to push as much memory as possible so that we can go for our combo as consistently as possible. So boosting that extra memory, and even if we hit this in security, we really want that extra memory to go into our big combos. On top of that, we play 3 Hammer Spark. I would like to play 4, but the list is already pretty tight, and I didn't want to sacrifice any more consistency to play more Hammer Spark. But you know this card, very good. And to round it off, we have 2 Davis as our only memory tamer. Anyway, guys, that is it for the deck list. I really hope you try. I really hope you like the list. This deck is super fun. Give it a shot. You're going to have a blast. Even if it doesn't win every single game, when you do accomplish what this deck does, you're going to feel very great about it. And it is surprisingly powerful. I was able to top locals with it just recently and placed pretty high as second locals as well. It's definitely not something you should sleep on. Give it a shot if you have the chance. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, to do the YouTube thing down below. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much and have a good one.